Alright, y'all, let's get into this versus battle between Nelly and Ludacris. Y'all ready? It's lit.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Bright here, the R&B kid. I'm back again with another video for y'all. Like I said on today's video, I want to talk about the Nelly and Ludacris versus battle that went down this past weekend. I actually was able to watch the actual IG live when it happened because I was celebrating my frat brother, my dean's birthday. Shout out to you, Jason. So I was celebrating his birthday, so I couldn't actually watch that live, but I did catch it later. So I wanted to, review it for y'all and just give y'all my thoughts on the whole battle. I've really been loving all these versus battles that have been happening. I think the idea was brilliant. Shout out to Swizz Beatz and Timbaland, and I've loved everything I've been seeing so far. I already did videos on the Teddy Riley and Babyface and Eric Badu and Jill Scott versus battle, so go check out those videos. I love both of those battles as well. There's so many that I want to see, man. There's so many that I want to see. I really want to see Diddy and Dre. I really want to see Brandy and Monica as an R&B head. Y'all know that's like, I know there's a lot of it's shit behind that, but I would love to see Brandy and Monica go at it. I feel like we need that for the culture. We need that for R&B lovers. We need that. So Brandy and Monica, please make it happen. My dream versus battle, like my all-time, I feel like would be definitely Kanye for Raw. I want to see that happen so badly. I want to see that. But yeah, I've been loving all these battles. I'm looking forward to seeing what else we come up with as a culture. But yeah, man, like I said, I want to talk about Nelly and Luda. I feel like this was a perfect matchup, so I was so glad it happened. I feel like this was like, these two are meant to battle each other in this versus battle. If they had gone against anybody else, I would have felt a way about it. I feel like this matchup was perfect. As two of our 2000s kings, they pretty much killed that entire decade. So I was here for this versus battle to celebrate both of these legends and what they gave to music in their heyday. They, like I said, they killed my entire childhood into my adolescence. They killed that entire era, both of them, and it's in a similar lanes but in different ways. So I was so glad this happened. So let's get into it. I'm gonna talk about each round and what I thought about each round. I'm gonna get to my thoughts on the battle as a whole. So let's get into it, y'all. Nelly versus Ludacris versus battle review. Y'all ready? Let's go. All right, y'all, so before I get into each round, let me talk about just the prep before the versus battle. I had Luda winning. As much as I thought Nelly would definitely put up a great fight, I definitely had Luda winning. And I had beef for anybody who thought Nelly would win in a blowout. Kind of like when I talked about this with the Eric Badu and Jill Scott battle, for people who thought Erica would just blow Jill out the water, when it actually was a great matchup. Nelly was definitely going to put up a great fight, but I had beef for anybody who thought it was going to be a blowout, because listen, while Ludacris may not have had as many like #1 records or like #1 like solo records, or like top 5, top 10 solo lead records as Nelly, which I looked is kind of true, he has more hits than Nelly in general. Like people forget that Ludacris was in his bag as a feature artist throughout his entire career. So he, as an artist in general, he has way more hits than Nelly that he can easily pull out. And he showed that with his versus battle, and we'll talk about it. But yeah, man, I definitely knew Nelly was gonna put up a great fight, but I didn't think it was gonna be a blowout by Nelly. Like Nelly was gonna have to fight his way for this win. So yeah, put respect on Luda's name, man. Y'all got Luda fucked up. And oh man, when the versus battle started, I don't think Nelly was late. Oh no, he was late, but he wasn't too late, I don't think. Luda was chilling there for a little bit, playing some joints while everyone got ready. And then I think at one point Nelly came in late, as everybody has come. Someone's always come late in these versus battles. And then Nelly, at first I think he was cool, and then like after a while, like his Wi-Fi just started tweaking. His Wi-Fi was cutting out. It was just like, it was stopping every 5 minutes. Like, it would blur out, or like Nelly would just be frozen. Nelly would talking, and mind you, he was hyped the whole time. He's like, yeah, Lou, we up in here, what's good? And now, like I was saying, and I'm like, Nelly, our legends have too much money to be out here with this type of Wi-Fi connection. Like, I know that's like a first world problem, but like, damn, like Nelly, you got too much money out here. You got, yeah, you too much of an icon to be out here with this janky Wi-Fi. And mind you, there was apparently a storm going on in St. Louis that weekend, so I don't know if that was a part of it. Maybe that's what it was. There was a storm that was going on in his hood, but I was still just like, damn, like Nelly's whole Wi-Fi was fucking up the vibe, I swear to God. And at some point, even Luda said on the live, Luda was like, he looked at the comment, and Luda said, what was the comment? The comment was like, yo, they saying Nelly Wi-Fi needs some milk. I was weak. I was like, yo, it's true. So Nelly's Wi-Fi was fucking up the whole vibe at the beginning, but It's all good, man. So I just have to mention that, yo, people were roasting Nelly for days. That, yo, all those comments had me weak. But yeah, Nelly's Wi-Fi was tweaking. All right, y'all, so let's get into the battle. Round for round, let me give you my thoughts on who won each round. Let's do it. All right, y'all, so round one, we had Ludacris come out and start off strong with Welcome to Atlanta. Come on, y'all, one of the most, like, iconic Thomas anthems of all time. Shout out to Atlanta, and shout out to that great song. And then Ludacris played Nah 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 Nah, which is a song I don't really know like that, and I don't really go up for like that. And I was like, Nelly, like, nah, 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 like, this is what you're gonna play as your intro. Like, maybe a lot of people know, but it's not really a song that I know like that. And I was just like, to me, this was a song that I think he put out as a single, but it didn't pop. So I was like, damn, like, this is what you do for your intro, but it's all good. So obviously Ludacris won that round easily. All right, so round two, both fellas got their nasty bag. They started talking about, you know, Atlanta, then they started talking about the strip club. So then Nelly played, Ludacris is going first. Ludacris played Pussy Poppin'. And then Nelly played Tip Drill. And like kind of like round one with Nelly and Nah Nah Nah, I don't really know Pussy. I don't really go up for Pussy Poppin' like that. Like I don't really hear it like that all the time. But it's a cool record. But obviously this round went to Tip Drill for just it being like such a big song for the culture. Tip Drill still bangs to this day. And just shout out to Tip Drill for all the conversations that it started around, like, you know, sexism and misogyny in hip hop, which are all important conversations. So, you know, shout out to Tip Drill for really starting that while being a banger, even though it was a problematic banger at the time. And it still is to this day, I guess, with that video. But come on, Tip Drill is Tip Drill, y'all. Come on. So Nelly took this round easily. All right, y'all, round three, we had Ludacris play My Chick Bad, and then Nelly played Pimp Juice. Pimp Juice is a song I don't really know like that. I don't really play like that. Another song that I feel like Nelly didn't really need to pull out like that, even though it was cool, but he didn't really need to pull it out. So this round went to Ludacris for me easily. My Chick Bad still bangs to this day. That's a great song. I love Nicki on it. It's a feel good song that when him and Nicki were just flowing on it. So it's a cool song. So obviously Ludacris took this round easily. Okay, though, and then at this point, Nelly's Wi-Fi completely cut out. Like I was saying, a lot of bullshit on Nelly's side. Nelly's Wi-Fi cut off. I think he got off the line for a second. And while Nelly was out, Luda started playing some of his new joints. He started playing a new joint with Lil Wayne, and a new joint with Chance the Rapper. So, and I think one of them, I forgot which one, but one of those new joints that he was playing with, he had a line where he was talking about R. Kelly, and everybody was talking about it. To me, it wasn't that big of a deal, but the line was like, you know, I love R. Kelly, but, you know, around my daughters, I don't feel comfortable. And I don't, as someone, like, Ludacris has such a good, like, nature to him. He has such a good character. Like, he's a good person. I know he didn't mean to offend anybody by that, but I think he was just saying, like, while I can appreciate, you know, R. Kelly's music and what he did for the culture and how important his catalog is to R&B music, which it is, regardless of his actions, that doesn't mean I condone what he's done, you know, in his personal life and what he's done to people to hurt people. And I think that's fair. Like, a lot of people don't play R. Kelly, don't support R. Kelly's music. That's fine, that's fair. But for people who want to just say, listen, I still appreciate what his music meant to us at that time, I think that's fair as well. So that's what I think Ludacris was saying. I think that's a fair statement. I don't think it was that big of a deal. But, you know, everybody likes to really use R. Kelly as like a major point for, like, you know, deep conversations about sexual assault and all types of stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the one thing I feel like we can't front about is the fact that R. Kelly's catalog is so vast, and it was such a staple for music in general, like regardless of what he's done at the end of the day. So that's a fair point. But yeah, off of that, and then the next round, round four, Ludacris played Ho, while Nelly played Flap Your Wings. Shout out to Ludacris for resurrecting the whole Incognito album with this track Ho. This is a track I'm not really that familiar with, but it was cool. And then Ludacris played Flap Your Wings, which is a song I feel a little bit more and I just appreciate a little bit more. So I gave this round to Nelly for Flap Your Wings. All right, y'all, round four, we had Ludacris play Saturday, ooh, ooh, and Nelly played Ride With Me. And this was a cool round, interesting round. I appreciated Ludacris' song choice, but I gotta admit, Ride With Me took this round easily. Is there anything else I have to say about Ride With Me? Come on, y'all. That's one of, like, the vibiest, like, you know, pop, hip-hop songs of all time. If you wanna come and take a ride with me, ain't it on me? Oh, I must stop it. This good. Hey, must see the money. Come on, y'all. That song is it. So Nelly took this round easily. Now on to round six, which is a really good round, a really hard round. Ludacris played What's Your Fantasy, and then Nelly played Country Grammar, two of their biggest records. This is a hard round, but I gave this round to Ludacris. While Country Grammar is a whole banger, one of Nelly's staple songs, and a song that I go up for anytime it comes on, that's a timeless classic. At the end of the day, I feel like What's Your Fantasy has the edge in this round. What's Your Fantasy is just a different type of record that was just constructed so well, and it just flows. Like, and mind you, we were all young as hell, not knowing what the hell this song was talking about, but it was that good that as kids, we were all singing the song, not knowing what the hell it was talking about. That's how good What's Your Fantasy is. That song is crazy. So Ludacris took this round. He had the edge a little bit for me. All right, y'all, round 7, we had Ludacris play Roll Out while Nelly played Body on Me. This was an interesting round. Roll Out is a crazy song that still goes up to this day. That track is just insane. Roll out, much money. That track gets you hype. And then shout out to Body on Me. Body on Me is a track that I love that has Ashanti and Akon on it. And to me, I'm surprised Nelly pulled it out, because while it's a song that I love, I don't think he should have pulled it out, because to me the magic of the song is really more so with Akon's hook and Ashanti's vocals on it, and not just like him. Even though he was, he was flowing on his verses, but I feel like that's a song he didn't really need to pull out like that. And it wasn't really a huge, it was a small hit, but it wasn't a big hit. But I still appreciate that song though. So I gave this round to Ludacris, because Roll Out is just a crazy track that still goes up to this day. I love that track. That track is insane. All right, y'all, round 8, we had Ludacris play Splash Waterfalls, a track that I love, that takes me back to my childhood instantly. And then Ludacris played My Place, another song that takes me back to my childhood instantly. Both of these songs were on the radio all the time. I remember just hearing both of these songs all the time. I love both of these records, but Splash Waterfalls takes this round from me easily. This song is it for me. I love Splash Waterfalls. Another track by Luda that's just arranged so weirdly but so dopely at the same time, like that weird production with the chick saying make love to me, me, like that track is different, and it sticks out in your mind in terms of the way it sounds. It just goes up to this day. I love that track. Splash Waterfalls is a different type of track, so it takes this round easily, even though I do love My Place. All right, y'all, so round 9, we had Ludacris play with his track with Sierra, and then Nelly played Nasty Girl off of the Duet's Final Chapter, Biggie Posthumous album. Interesting round where this is like the feature artist round. Man, this track went to Ludacris easily though, and I love that Ludacris talked about how like even Jay-Z pointed out that he was like spazzing over this track. And this really, if you really listen to it, Ludacris' verse on really is one of his waviest verses. Like, it's such a crazy verse. I love the way he was flowing on it. He was spitting crazy. He was so in the pocket, just like Jay said. Like, he was so in the pocket with the way he was flowing on his verse. He really gave Sierra a W with his verse. And then Ludacris on Nasty Girl, I low-key forgot Nelly was on that track. Like Nelly was like one part of Nasty Girl. He wasn't even the best part, so I'm surprised he pulled this track out as well, even though it's a banger. To me, like there's mad people on it. But shout out to Avery Storm. He's like the magic of that song. And I'm like, Avery Storm should have been a freaking superstar, man. Shout out to Avery Storm. That man was, like, he had like amazing potential and just never went anywhere, but he was amazing. So he was magic of that song, not really Nelly. But Nelly's verse was cool. So this round went to Ludacris, like I said, easily, because he murked, he spazzed on that joint. All right, y'all, now we're on to round 10, which was like the posse cut round. This is a round that I feel like wasn't really needed for the battle, but it was cool for the hip hop heads. Ludacris played Made You Look, the Nas remix, and then Nelly played Rock the Mic, his remix of that. Both of these tracks were cool, the verses were cool, they were flowing well, but I feel like I gave Nelly the edge on this round with the Rock the Mic remix more so than the Major Look remix. But both songs are cool, but I give this round to Nelly. But let me know what y'all think about this one. All right, y'all, so after this they both switched, and then Nelly started going first. So Nelly played 1,000 Stacks, one of the tracks off of his 5.0 album, and then Ludacris played They Know remix. They know. Both of these are great tracks, but I gave the edge to Nelly. So even though he won this round, I was surprised he pulled out those 1,000 Stacks, because that's a song that, like, I love that song, but I was like, 1,000 Stacks? I love this song. But I was like, no, I don't think a lot of people really know this song like that, but I like it. But I still gave Nelly this round because I like that track a lot. Okay, and now we're on to another really hard round, round 12. This is a hard round. Nelly played Where the Party At, his track with Jagged Edge, and then Ludacris played Yeah, his track with Usher and Lil Jon. Both of these tracks are iconic. They're both this is like the party starter round, and I was here for this round. This is hard. This is a hard one. As much as I love Nelly and his verse on Where the Party At, I had to give the edge to this round to Ludacris. I feel like Ludacris' verse on Yeah, I remember more, I flow with it more. I like that verse a little bit more than Nelly's verse on Where the Party At, even though Nelly's verse is crazy on Where the Party's At. But this is a hard round, but I gave Ludacris the edge on this one, because Yeah, while I feel like I might enjoy like Where the Party At a little more as a song than Yeah is just a bigger song, and we all remember Ludacris' verse on it, and Ludacris just snapped on that verse. So I give that to Ludacris. But for anybody that gave this round to Nelly, I won't be mad at you at all. Round 13, another hard round. Nelly played Grills, and then Ludacris played Stand Up. Both of these tracks are great. Both just take me back down memory lane. I gave this round to Ludacris though, as much as I love Grills, and that takes me back to my middle school days instantly. Lord. I gave this round to Ludacris because Stand Up is just such an iconic record. Man, that to me, like, Stand Up is like one of like the best like hip hop records like ever made, in terms of the way like It was arranged. Like, that production by Kanye West. Can we just talk about it? Like, can we talk about that amazing production by Kanye? And Luda did help out with the beat too, but man, Luda and Kanye just like snapped on making that beat. And it's just a song that gets you hyped. It's a party starter, makes you feel good. It's just like, it was one of the songs that everyone just instantly recognizes. Like, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, you know that song. So Ludacris took this round for me. Round 14, we had Nelly play Air Force Ones while Ludacris played Southern Hospitality. Both great records for the culture. This is our hard round as well. As much as I love Air Force Ones, I gave this round to Ludacris for Southern Hospitality. Southern Hospitality is just one of those like iconic records that I just love from Ludacris. I really, it's one of his staple songs. It's a song that we all know, we all love. Pharrell killed that. Like, I don't know, it's just a great song. As much as I love Air Force Ones, that was in, you know, a little cultural reset moment, you know. But so, to me, Southern Hospitality has aged more. It's aged better, you know, and it's just a banger. So Ludacris took this round from me. All right, y'all, round 15, Nelly played Shake Your Tail Feather off of the Bad Boys 2 soundtrack. Love that track still to this day. And then Ludacris played All I Do Is Win, his track with DJ Khaled and T-Pain. I really don't understand why Ludacris pulled out All I Do Is Win. We all love this track. It's, you know, it's a party starter. It's a, you know, it's an iconic track. But we all remember this song for DJ Khaled and T-Pain, not necessarily Ludacris. I don't know why Luda pulled this out for his versus battle, but it's all good. So this round went to Nelly, obviously. Shake Your Tail Feather is a banger that still goes up to this day. Still sounds good to this day with, you know, Petty, with Diddy and Murphy Lee on it. That track is one of those tracks that instantly takes you back to 2003, like instantly. So I love this track and it still goes up to this day, so I give this round to Nelly. Now we went to round 16. Nelly played Just a Dream off of that 5.0 album. That was one of his biggest pop hits. And then Ludacris played Area Codes. This is a hard round because as much as I have more of an affinity with Just a Dream by Nelly, because that's more of my generation, and that was a big record around like 2010, 2011. Area Codes is a great song. It's a great rap record. That's just a timeless rap song that was just a very creative song. Like, with the way Nelly was just like listing off all these area codes in the song. That hook by Nate Dogg, Area Code. Like, come on. I love Just a Dream, but I actually have to give this round to Ludacris because Area Codes is such a creative record that still sounds fresh till this day. It's just a dope record, so I give this round to Ludacris. And RIP Nate Dogg as well. Alright, y'all, now to what might have been the hardest round for me during this whole versus battle. I swear to God, this might have been the hardest round because I love both of these songs, and if they had chose different rounds, I probably would chose each song. But round 17, we had Nelly play EI and Ludacris play Moneymaker. This was hard. I wanted to give it to Nelly so badly, I really did, because EI is such a dope record that just sounds so good to this day, makes you feel good. Underlay, mommy, EI, what's poppin' tonight? Like, come on, that song will get you right no matter what mood you in, sorry, my phone almost dropped. Like, no matter what you're feeling, like, that song will get you right. But Moneymaker, I feel like I just have more of an affinity for. I grew up with that song more, so that it's more my generation. And that song just, that production by Pharrell, and this is the way it makes you feel, like that song will get a party started as well. I don't know, it's just hard. This is a really hard round, but I gave this round to Ludacris because Moneymaker to me is just more of a fun record that, like, just, I don't know, like, but I also want to give it to Nelly too. I don't know. This was hard. I give it to Ludacris, but honestly, and for anybody who gave this round to Nelly, I'm not mad at you at all. I'll leave it like that. Okay, y'all, so at this point, there's 3 rounds left in the versus battle, and then they start talking about legends that, you know, helped them out in their career that they love, like, you know, Timbaland, Pharrell, and then, you know, Nelly's like, yeah, talking about Pharrell, you know, I got Pharrell records trying to get into the next round, and I'm thinking, okay, he gonna pull out high in here, he gonna finally do it. And then Nelly plays freaking Get Like Me off of the Mo album, which is a track I love, featuring Pharrell and Nicki. That's a track that I feel like y'all slept on when it came out. Y'all should have made that a hit. I love that record when it came out. Y'all slept on it. And I still love that record to this day. But I'm like, Nelly, you got 3 rounds left. You still got mad songs you can pull out in your catalog. You pull out Get Like Me, a song that flopped. So he pulled that out. And then Ludacris played How Low. And obviously Luda took this round because How Low was just, you know, that was a banger that still goes hard to this day. We'll get any party started, that track goes up. So Ludacris took this round easily. And then Nelly finally got his shit together and then finally played Hot in Here. And then for round 19. And then Ludacris played Move, Bitch. Man, this is a good round. This is a really good round. Both are some of the 2 of the biggest, like, iconic, you know, rap records of their time, and just in general. But listen, man, I had to give this round to Nelly. As much as I love Move, Bitch, and I wanted to give this round to Ludacris because Move, Bitch, get out the way. Like, that's one of, like, the best hip hop songs of all time. We all know that record. Such a staple of hip hop. while I really wanted to give Ludacris this round, I had to give round 19 for Nelly for Hot in Here, because Hot in Here was, to me, was just a moment in time. Like, that record was so big, it feels so good still to this day. What Pharrell did on that beat, and the way Nelly just took care of it. Like, I don't know, that song is just crazy. Like, so Hot in Here had the edge for me that round a little bit, but honestly, on its best day, Move Bitch definitely could have taken that round from me. I don't know, that was a harder one all around, but I gave that round to Nelly. But let me know what y'all think about that one. All right, y'all, in the final round, round 20, they both got into their, their sexy R&B collaboration bag with two of their biggest records. Nelly played Dilemma with Kelly Rowland, a track we all know, we all love, and then Ludacris played Lovers and Friends, another track they got with Usher and Lil Jon. All three of them really worked well together. Sex Beat was okay, but generally them three work really well together. But yeah, man, this is a hard round, and I honestly thought I was gonna give it to Nelly for Dilemma. Dilemma is one of the biggest songs of all time, low key. That song was selling units back in the day, and such a good song. But the magic to me of that song was really more so with Kelly, more so than with Nelly. But Nelly did his thing on Dilemma too, though. But so that's why I had to give this round to Ludacris, because Ludacris's verse on Lovers and Friends, y'all, such a good verse that still sounds good to this day. We all can rap that verse by Ludacris on Lovers and Friends. And Lovers and Friends is just a different type of record, where it wasn't a #1 record like Dilemma was, but it's just a song that just feels good. Like, we all know that record. It gets you in the mood. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, Luda just snapped over that verse. So I had to give this round to Luda, even though I actually thought I would have given it to Nelly. But when I thought about it, I was like, nah, Ludacris takes this round, low key. But let me know what y'all think about this final round. All right, y'all. So if y'all been keeping score, y'all will see that my winner obviously was Ludacris. Obviously, Ludacris took this versus battle for me, as I predicted he would. And it's just funny when you think about it. Ludacris really bodied Nelly in such a low-key way too, like in a very low-key way, which I feel like is so symbolic of his entire career when you think about it, which is a career that I feel like a lot of people just don't talk about. Like, I feel like Ludacris always gets put to like the back of the conversation when it comes to people who really were like, who are really like influential and who were like pioneers of the 2000s era. Like, I feel like a lot of times Ludacris gets left out of that conversation because he was such a comedic rapper, because he wasn't always like in the mix, and he wasn't like always in your face with bullshit in his life. Like, he just recorded his music, toured, performed, did his thing, and that was it. Like, he went home. Like, but the thing is, because he was such a low-key dude, and it was a fun dude, I feel a lot of people kind of like forgot about what he really did. But Ludacris's career is like low-key one of like the most like consistent of all time, like when he really was in his heyday. So to me, it's symbolic that a lot of people thought like Nelly would just take this, but like Ludacris like bodied him in such a low-key way. Like with just he just snuck up on way more rounds than Nelly did, which I feel like is symbolic of Ludacris's entire career, And even though there were so many like connection issues and song selection issues on Nelly's part, I gotta admit, I'm just so like, his career and his catalog is so iconic, and I'm just so thankful for him and his energy during this battle. It was so appreciated and it was so on point. All right, y'all. So after the battle was over, they went to a little bonus round before the live ended out. Let me just go over that real quick. Nelly played "Here I Am," his track with T-Pain not T-Pain, with Avery Storm and Rick Ross. That's one of my favorite tracks of all time, low-key. I love that track. But then Ludacris played 1 Minute Man, which is just a monster in itself. So this is a hard one, but to me, 1 Minute Man is just a bigger song for the culture, and Ludacris did snap on his verse, so I had to give this round to Ludacris, even though I love Here I Am. Can we just talk about Here I Am? And again, Avery Storm, I'm telling y'all, Avery Storm should have been a star, man. Here I Am is a track that, again, I've loved back in the day. That track was a great track. Still goes up to this day, but I give this round to Ludacris for 1 Minute Man. And then Nelly dipped off the live again for like the millionth time. he got off the live, and then while Nelly was out, Ludacris started playing his stuff, and then Ludacris played "Pimpin' Over the World," which is a track I'm surprised he didn't bring out during his regular 20, but it is what it is. To me, that's like one of his biggest songs. I don't know why he didn't pull that out in his 20, but. And then Nelly finally came back at some point, and then Ludacris was playing "Runaway Love," his track with Mary J. Blige. And then to counter, Nelly played another track he got with another R&B legend. He played "Call on Me" with Janet Jackson. Both great tracks, but Ludacris took the W for me this round again. "Call on Me" is a track that I love, but "Runaway Love" is just a really dope track that I feel like is way more impactful for the culture. It means more to the culture, and it's just a better song, I think. So Ludacris took that round. And then Ludacris played "The Potion." One of his best tracks, and the track that I just love, that a lot of people don't talk about enough when it comes to Ludacris, produced by Timbaland. That beat goes bananas. I'm so glad that Ludacris pulls out the potion, because like that track is a track that I feel like people just don't talk about enough. It's such a banger, and Timbaland snapped on that beat. He did, man. I love that track. And shout out to it being on Step Up 2. That's how I remember that song mostly. Step Up 2. Shout out to Step Up 2. Y'all remember the Step Up movies? Man, that was a moment. And then to counter, Nelly played Long Gone, a track that really I like off of his 5.0 album. That was a cool track. I think it had Chris Brown on it. That's a track that I love. But I did give this round to Ludacris because the potion just goes crazy. So Ludacris took that round again. Ludacris really bodied Nelly, y'all, low key. And then Ludacris ended off with playing B.I.B.I. to end off the live just as a celebration. And that was pretty much it for the bonus round, y'all, before they went off. Alright, y'all, now talk about some tracks that they both didn't pull out that I'm surprised and hella mad they didn't pull out. Nelly didn't pull out Over and Over, his track with Tim McGraw. Come on, y'all know that track. It's all in my head, I think about it over and over again. Come on, I'm so mad Nelly didn't pull that out. I was like, Nelly, that's one of your biggest records. Like, why don't you pull that out? I don't care if it's a country record. Get in a country bag and pull that out, and then see how Ludacris respond. You know what I'm saying? And then he also didn't play Number One, which is a track that I feel like he definitely should have played at some point. That should have been the first record he played. Nah. He should have played Number One. Number One. Like, why did he play that record? Like, come on, Nelly, you played yourself. You should have played that record. And then Ludacris didn't play Act a Fool, Get Back, Gossip Folks, and Missy, another Missy record. And even though he didn't need to pull it out, but I would have loved for him to have pulled out One More Drink, his track with T-Pain off of that Theater of the Mind album. I love that joint. If I take one more drink, I'm gonna end up. That's a great track. Shout out to T-Pain again. But yeah, man, I'm not so mad about One More Drink or Gossip Folks because he didn't pull out 1 Minute Man. But I'm really surprised he didn't pull out Act a Fool and Get Back. Like, those are two of his biggest records. Get Back, motherfucker, you don't know me. And then come on, Act a Fool off of that Fast and Furious soundtrack. He definitely should have pulled that out. Those are two of his biggest records, low key. So I'm really surprised and mad they didn't pull out those records, but it's all good. They're still iconic records regardless. But they all were missed opportunities in my opinion. Let me know what y'all think. All right, y'all. So final thoughts on the versus battle between Nelly and Ludacris. I really feel like they both struggled to really like do the battle in the right way in the first half compared to the second half. I feel like in the first half they struggled with like song selection and the flow of it compared to the second half, which I feel like was way better. But still, it was still a vibe the entire time. And it was such a pleasant stroll down memory lane from two of our kings of that, like, versatile pop rapper who could give you big anthems but still like spit with the best of them. That lane in the early 2000s, like they both were like two of the kings of that lane, and they both were dominating in their respective ways at that time. So it was such a stroll down memory lane from my childhood when they both just dominating. So I just appreciated it in general. I was so thankful for them putting it together because it was such a vibe the entire time. I really was like a whole like 7-year-old again. Another thing this versus battle showed me is that I feel like Nelly will be a terrible A&R. As much as Nelly's catalog is iconic, like I said, I really feel like he will be a terrible A&R because he was really like a lot of his favorite joints were like joints that I was just like a lot of joints he wanted to pull out for the versus battle was like songs that I really know like that, or maybe a song that is like known by his fans but it wasn't really like a big hit like that. And I mean the beauty of this versus battle is that you can pull out deep cuts, and that's cool, and a lot of people should be doing that. But I feel like Nelly pulled out deep cuts that a lot of people didn't really like go up for like that. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like he'll be a terrible A&R. Shout out to his team and to his friends that helped him pick songs back in the day. Cause leave to Nelly now, Nelly gonna give you a song that he think is lit, and you're gonna be like, man. Let's just say I was using Shazam. I barely use Shazam for Nelly songs, but I use Shazam a few times for Nelly songs. But I didn't use it for Ludacris. I'll just say that. And speaking of that, I know it's really hard for rappers in particular because of how collaborative the sport and the genre is. But moving forward, I really would have wished for Nelly and Luda and for all future versus battles for them to stay away from, for all artists to stay away from pulling out like songs where it's like a posse cut, or where you were the feature artist but like people don't really remember that song for you, they remember it for the other artists. Like, I think it's cool for artists to pull out songs where they were the collab, but they were the feature, where they are a prominent part of that song. Like, for example, when Ludacris pulled out Oh, that's Sierra's song, but people remember Ludacris on being on that song too, and people like Ludacris was a big part of that song, so I was fine with him pulling that out. But Nelly pulled out a lot of like you know, like collaboration joints where he was like not even like the highlight of that song. So like I really want like all future versus battles to stay away from songs where you weren't like the primary part of that song, or like, you know, the collab. Like I want everyone to focus on songs where they were the leads or solo artists, so we can really celebrate their contribution to music and their catalog. That's the point of it. And I feel like both of them pulled out too many songs where they weren't really like the highlight of that song. So I was just like, I would have done without that. But it's hard because rappers are so collaborative, so it's hard. But I want that to be like the framework moving forward. That's my thought. Let me know what y'all think about that. But all in all, man, I love this versus battle. I thought it was a great matchup. Like I said, I'm so grateful that it happened for the culture. We all won at the end of the day. Shout out to Lil Chris for winning, and shout out to Nelly for putting up a good fight. But in the end, we really all won. The culture won for us getting back to look at both of their amazing catalogs and what they really did for music at their time. So great to see. I love that we got to see it, man. And it was truly great. It was truly great to see, you know, two of these kings who were both running the game at one point together, really battle it out and have good energy, but still be able to, like, you know, like talk history and like big each other up and show each other love. You know, it was just a great thing to witness, even with all of Nelly's damn Wi-Fi issues. God damn, killing the goddamn vibe, all that money. And can we talk about Ludacris changing 3 times? I messed with that energy. I think Ludacris definitely changed like 3 times during the whole live. I was weak. Ludacris was ready from the jump. But yeah, man, so that was my thoughts on the Nelly versus Ludacris versus battle. I loved it. Let me know what y'all thought. Like I said, I had Luda winning, and in the end, Luda did win for me. But for anybody who had Nelly, or if it was a split for some reason, let me know why down below. And just give me all y'all thoughts. Let me know what y'all thought about the whole battle in general. Let me know what y'all thought about my thoughts on each round, if y'all disagreed, or anything on each of the rounds I talked about. A lot of these rounds were really hard, so if you had my other decision, you know, the other decision, I wouldn't be mad at you at all. If you had the other choice, I wouldn't be mad. I thought a lot of these rounds are really hard, and I wouldn't be mad if you felt the other way. But let me know what y'all think down below. Alright, y'all, so that's it for the video. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe as well. Like I always say, guys, live your best life, drink more water, stay woke, and if you're mad or sad, go listen to your favorite song and make you feel better, okay? Or go listen to one of these songs. It'll get you hyped. It'll take you back to 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. Alright, y'all, but I'm about to get out of here. This has been your boy Bright, the R&B Kid. Thank you for watching. But for now, I'm signing off, baby. Bye, y'all. Peace.
I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no, 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 no. I came to vibe, you came to function, just do that, baby. Don't worry about nothing, no, no, no. Relax just a little bit. You don't gotta worry, you can just